Nithyananda, and welcome to this very important video, putting together even more pieces of the puzzle in the conspiracy against Paramahamsa Nithyananda Swamiji. So today I'm sitting with two very important and lovely women in the Nithyananda Sangha, Prabha and Sahiti. Thank you so much for agreeing to this interview that must be so difficult considering what you've both been through. They have both had very close personal relationships with the men who were the conspirators behind the attack against Nithyananda. Now, before we get into the details of this attack, Prabha, can you please tell just a little bit about the monster who is your ex-husband?
His name is Douglas McKellar. We were both disciples of Swamiji. And the year of 2000 is when I came to know he is conspiring against Swamiji. He and Vinay both approached me and asked me to put a false allegation against Swamiji, saying that Swamiji had sex with me.
I mean, it doesn't get any worse than that, in my opinion. You say he and Vinay. Who is Vinay? Maybe you can tell about the man who, when he was 34 years old, tried to pursue a sexual relationship with you while you were 12.
Yeah. Vinay Bharatbhat, he was a leader among the Seattle community at the time, where I was living with my family. And in 2008, right after he had approached Mahaprabha for lying about Swamiji, he started to actively pursue this sexual relationship with me, because
he knew you were 12 years old.
Yes, of course he knew. And he, of course, it's going to be easier if you're going to plan a conspiracy to groom your own victim when she's 12 years old and she has no basis at all, and she does not have any idea of what sex relationships or any of that is, than it is to adopt another person. And it's going to be atrocious to a organization if a child is coming forward and saying that some leader has raped them.
Yes.
So in that way, he was planning from the very beginning to use me in his plans against Swamiji.
So one thing that I'm wondering about, the way that he tried to use you in his plans against Swamiji, and the way the two of them together approached you in their plans against Swamiji, how did they react when you said no? When they asked you, lie about your guru and say that he had sex with you? Or as a 12-year-old, you probably wouldn't have even known what those terms meant. But when you obviously put up some kind of a fight against him or you wouldn't be here today, what was their next step?
Yes, this is really important because that is what held me back from coming out. They actually threatened me. They're going to morph or my picture with Swamiji and damage Swamiji. So they actually threatened me not to open this out to anyone. And Douglas McKellar, like what you say, is definitely a monster because he anyway proved to me that he could do it by getting a restraining order against me, projecting me as a criminal to the legal system in US. Literally, he cheated them. And it went in a bigger scale when they have a friend, Lennon Karapan, who has a contact in India, Doug's friend, who know how to do morphing professionally.
Yes.
So they took it in a bigger scale. That comes Ranjita Andamai in the picture.
So maybe for some of you, if you're watching this and you don't know the full story of this attack against Swamiji, up until early 2010, up until you can say early February 2010, Swamiji was like a rising star, not only in the Indian spiritual community, but in India in general. If you went to any of his programs, there would be easily 30,000, 40,000 people in queue, sometimes 2 or 3 days in advance, just for one hug from him. Now, that all changed overnight at the onset of the Kumbh Mela when a fake video was leaked by a group called Sun TV, the now defunct Sun TV, for whom the COO is behind bars. The video that Sun TV played was the video that basically came as the product between the alliance between these three men. And so Douglas and Vinay and Lennon. Now, the way that they morphed this video of the actress Ranjita and made it look like she was in a compromising position with Swamiji, you literally knew that they had the capacity to do that because they threatened they were going to do the same thing with you.
Correct. And my ex-husband is also a graphic designer. By profession, he does that too.
Wow.